Falcons fans, what is going on? It is episode 53 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, Atlanta Falcons Fancast. I'm John, your host, joined by my co-host, Mr. Mike Cottrell. What is going on, brother?
Out of my Falcon mind as usual, man. Waiting on this Cleveland Browns game, trying to become 2-2, buddy. That's my only goal.
Yes, sir. That is it, man. Before we get started, man, first a shout out and thoughts, prayers out to our Florida fans, listeners, anybody that I know Carrie's down there that's a follower on Twitter that we interact with, and Kenny G, Savion, all you guys that are out there. I got with Kenny, he's good. I think Savion's good, but that storm, man. That you seen the stuff on TV and online, man. It's crazy.
I did, man. Protect Savy and Kenny at all costs, man. At all costs. I don't care what it costs. We need to send I'm out to call Biden. I'm a call Biden because we need a special team out there just to protect them at all costs.
That's hilarious, man. Anybody else that we missed? I mean, definitely, like I said, hope you guys are safe. I saw on Twitter earlier a damn manatee just like cruising down the sidewalk.
I saw alligator. Yeah, it just swim. I'm like, man, that's
what in the world? Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. So anyway, I want to definitely get that out there. We were supposed to originally get some rain, but it's not even going to touch us. It looks like it's just going to scoot right up the coast and miss us all together. So anyway, like I said, welcome into Out of Your Falcon Mind on the Variety Sports Network, our third show with the network, and you can watch us as if you are watching us now on YouTube every week. We are going to live stream the post game or the recap show on Sunday. We're going to record right after the game, probably within 35 minutes to an hour after the game, give us time to kind of get our thoughts together and write down some stuff. And either, hopefully, we won't be upset. Hopefully, we'll be super happy. And, we don't have to calm ourselves down. We'll just be, excited to get the show going. But we'll have to get some notes together and, get our thoughts together for the show. But we figured that'd be cool right after the show. Have some folks chime in with us. It would be great. So we'll do that live on YouTube and Twitter. And of course, we'll put the shows out like we always do on podcasts, and it'll be recorded, so we'll have it on YouTube after the fact. If you cannot catch us live, it'll always be there.
Please pay attention to what John said, because I'm so excited to do that with you guys, man. I think that'll be awesome. If we can, right after the game, again, we need at least an hour to just get our thoughts together. If I put holes in the drywall, I got to patch up the drywall from punching and just all that. We need to do that. We need to calm ourselves down. But I would love for all you guys, if y'all listening, to come on and just talk shit with us after the game at some point. That would be so dope, so fun. It'll be our first live stream ever. So if y'all listen to Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast, man, on Sunday, right after the game, when you feeling emotional, calm yourself down, go smoke, drink. Whatever you smoke or drink, and then join us for a live stream. It'll be awesome.
That's right. Yeah, man. And we'll have, hopefully we may have a guest, but if we don't, that's cool, man. Me and Mike will break it down and have fun with it regardless. And again, if it's your first time watching or listening, welcome into the Out of Your Falcon Mind family, man. We started almost a year ago, just having a blast doing this. We kept growing, joined this Variety Sports Network not long ago. And just seeing where we can go with this, man. So thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoy the show. We kind of put a little bit of everything into it. We'll talk about we've talked about pop culture, freaking movies, Netflix, food, you name it, man. The shit just comes up and we get into it. But obviously the Falcons being the core of our show, 100%. And we do a preview show each week and we do a recap show each week. So you can tune in normally on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and we'll have that out. And like I said, as we go along, we'll keep live. We're not going to live stream every show, but we're definitely going to live stream more. And we may get to a point where we're just live streaming the post game, especially on Sundays. I think that'd just be a fun idea when we have an early game and when it's when I'm not at the baseball field with my kid on Sunday. We'll work that out. But man, we didn't talk about the score we were so wrapped up in getting the W, we didn't even talk about the score predictions.
That is true. We sure didn't. I was too excited, buddy. We got our first W.
We did. So I got my first win.
You did
of the year.
Yeah.
I said 27-24. Man, I was a point off.
Yeah. John, and who knew? Because when you said that, who'd have knew the Seahawks and the Falcons would do that? But that was
Yeah. So Liam was pissed because if y'all that don't know, my 12-year-old does these predictions with us, and so he beat us last year, and he's already 2-0 this year. He
Yeah.
was 2-0. Now he's got one down. So um, he gave me this prediction for tonight though. So I've got it whenever we get there. So yeah, we just had to throw that in there. So man, this week. The news from the Falcons, not a whole lot's changed, man. The depth chart
Let's
looks
talk
pretty
about
much.
it. Let's talk about. I mean, I don't know why we would after that W we took. I mean, I hope they still on the field in the same jerseys and uniforms.
Now, I think they're going. I think they're going all black this weekend. I think.
Oh, good. Okay.
I think I saw it earlier on Twitter, but um,
do we
yeah,
ever go all red?
Man,
I
don't
remember
think
we
so.
did with
It's
the
been a
Saints.
bit. Yeah, when we had the color rush stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I wish we did
Okay.
the old school red though. I know
Yeah,
like a few folks don't like that. I love that shit, man.
yeah,
That's one of my
I do
favorite
too.
ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the depth chart hadn't really changed much, or at all, really. I guess the only difference was Brian Edwards, who was inactive last week. He's not this week. He's still listed number 2 on the depth chart, which makes sense. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't brought here to be inactive. I mean, he's,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just working him into the offense. So hopefully, he can be a part of it going forward for sure. Looking at the injury report, man, we got one guy. And it was unfortunately it was CP, but they said it was just because he was just resting his knee. So
Okay.
he basically held him out of practice for a second day in a row, which is a little worrisome because it's 2 days in a row. But I don't think they don't. I don't think that it's going to keep him out of the game or anything like that. Which that's a good thing, a great thing considering how he performed last week.
Yes.
Yeah, and looking at what the coaches were saying. So we talked last episode, man, about we kind of wondered about that 2-5 whatever the hell that Pease brought out against Seattle. So I watched him talk about it, and Michael Rothstein, man, he tried to get it out of him from ESPN. I think it was Michael that was trying to get it out of him, and yeah, he basically said, "Why would I ever tell you anything about scheme?" So which I kind of get. You're not going to just say why you did something because you're going to put it out there.
But also, he can't answer it.
Yeah, he in a roundabout of the way answered it. Said he didn't say which guy, but he said the more we can get a guy on the field, we'll adjust to the system to him. Didn't say who that guy was though. So to me, I'm thinking kind of like Troy Anderson, possibly the way he's put him in there, because Michael followed up later on. He said, "I assume maybe you're speaking about Troy Anderson getting him on the field, like that." And he didn't say yes or no, of course, because he's not going to. But he said, yeah, Troy's got some physical attributes that they really like to exploit, and they don't want to overwhelm him with all of it. So if there's a certain thing that he can be good at, they're going to put him in there for that. So because it was a 2 down lineman and 5 linebackers. Which was an odd. It was just odd against a run first type of team. So I get you want to get your playmakers out there, but man, when it didn't work, you got to change it up a little bit. So going against this Cleveland front, man, that's going to be a lot worse because. I mean, in Dean Pease's own words, he said Browns have one of the best O-lines in the league, if not the best. And their tandem of backs that they have, maybe the best he's ever seen together.
Yeah.
Because there's not much drop-off when you go from Chubb to, I mean, so, yeah, I mean, to Hunt. So that's going to be the biggest challenge for us, man. And I mean, I put it out on Twitter. I asked a question yesterday. I said, hey, what is everybody concerned about as far as coming into the game, man? And so our boy Ski said definitely the run game and Amari Cooper. Then we had Frankie Vaughn put the Falcons' inability to consistently stop the run combined with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on the opposing sideline sounds scary to me. I do not disagree. Then we had Dooley said need to be physical in the trenches. The Browns are physical in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Not a lie there as well. A little bit of a theme going on here.
Yep.
And then Trayshawn, our boy, said that from the by the way, y'all check out Trayshawn and Savion and Fleek and Hunter Thompson on the New Millennium Falcon podcast. It was hilarious yesterday. I watched it today. I got a chance to listen/watch it today. And they were great. Trayshawn from there, he said Cooper has been a dog so far.
Yes.
You thought of the thought of him lined up in front of Hayward makes him worried. Which, yeah, I mean, I hope we'll see who if it's Hayward or AJ on him most of the time. And our boy Hunter Thompson said, slowing down Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett, but we don't. I don't think Miles is going to play because if y'all
Yeah.
haven't heard, Miles was in a car accident
Mhm.
earlier this week, and he's okay. Has some bruises, some scratches, but listening, and I'll tell y'all this: I love listening to several Cleveland Browns podcasts this week, and that's I mean, it's not. I'm doing it just for you guys. I mean,
That
this is
has
not.
paid off.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
something. It's just I mean, we try to do it and just to see number one what's going on there and what are
Mhm.
they thinking. What are they worried about with us, but with facing
Mhm.
the Falcons. So we'll get to that in a second. But listening to them, their thinking is that Stefanski and his regime have typically been pretty cautious when it comes to playing guys that are sort of injured or like they feel like if they can hold a
Mhm.
guy out one more week instead of risking injury, and a guy as special as Myles Garrett that
Mhm.
that's getting paid like Myles Garrett, um, they don't want to. I would imagine if it's me, I'm not playing him this week.
I'm not playing them. No.
And I mean I'm just saying, hey man, look, can you mute yourself, buddy?
It's muted myself somehow. I said it's man, week 4. It's not anything on the line for him to be playing. I always agree with that strategy. I have no idea why they rush players back, especially early in the season when we don't have anything on the line, man. One more week would really help, but would really hurt if you re-injured something. So
Exactly.
be safe, man.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and now I did cut his brakes. All right. So he was in an accident, but I made sure he didn't get hurt too bad. So some scrapes and bruises, just enough to keep him out of the game. Okay, I'm not an evil person. I did cut his brake lines. I do want to apologize for that, but he'll be back the week after the Falcon game. So it works.
Taking one for the team, Mike. I'm just
Yeah.
putting it out there.
And like, hey, if you had to play the podcast, I did my part. I cut the brake lines. The Browns is just, but no, I would say this. Chubb is an issue, and Hunt is an issue. But Chubb, I mean, those guys are an issue. Because we struggle with Penny.
Yeah.
So you really think about that. We struggle with Penny and an average offensive line. So now we're going against a great line with even better running backs. I don't foresee us stopping their run. I mean, on any level. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern, man. I both those guys worry me. I mean, and they're like, and Peasley not lying. That offensive line is really good. They're
Mm-hmm.
physical as hell. It'll be the biggest test our defensive line has had for
I want
sure.
to see it though.
I want to see it too, and I
Yeah.
want to. But I mean, you know, Taquan next to Grady, I think needs to happen a lot because
Yes.
of what he can do. And they actually mentioned it in him in an article. Actually, I think it might have been Tory. Who I don't know what I was reading, but
That shirt that you have on is fucking epic, but it's like president. It's like some shit the vice president of the team will wear. Where the fuck? Where did you get that, man?
man, I got this for Christmas like last year.
Oh,
Amanda
that
and
is
Liam
yeah. It's
got
like
got the old school
yeah.
Falcon on it, and yeah,
It's just
pretty
like
slick.
not fan clothing. Some shit the staff would wear. Like I love it.
Yeah. I figured
Yeah.
dress up for today's episode a
Yeah.
little bit. But no, I can't find where I found. But anyway, it was a good article, man. I'll tweet it out when I find it. But it's basically just saying how important Taquan had been, how he takes on blocks, how he has been affecting Grady this year, and just I mean his play along with the play of the linebackers and the edges. I mean that's all effect. Outside of Grady just being a monster,
Mm-hmm.
he can't do it by himself.
Yes.
So I mean when you like we saw last year, he didn't have the horses around him to help him. This year he does. So you're seeing him affect the game so much more, and it's awesome to see. But yeah. So I mean, looking at the Cleveland injury situation, though, man, they're beat the hell up.
Yes. Yep.
Like they are beat the hell up, and I printed it out just because there were so many. I mean, one of their interior defensive linemen, which that's not the strength of their team at all. Their strength is Miles Garrett, who looks like
Mm-hmm.
a fucking superhero, and then
Mm-hmm.
Jadeveon Clowney, who was out again today. He may not play. Taven Bryan, which is what like I said, he's out. He did not participate yesterday in practice. Um, and then you've got, let's see, Amari Cooper. He just was rested. And we are talking about Miles Garrett. Ronnie Harrison was full participant. Um, and then Isaiah Thomas with a hand, full participant. Denzel Ward did not, which is interesting because Denzel, you would think, would be lined up against Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And Denzel's been off to a kind of a shaky start this year. Like listening to the guys last night, like I said, on the Millennium Falcon, our boy Trey, he introduced us to the Jag term.
Yeah. Yep.
Just a guy.
Yeah.
So he said that he's pretty much on Jag watch with the Cleveland folk, Cleveland folks, and I have
Shit.
to,
Okay.
yeah, man, and I have to agree because, like I said, listening to some of those podcasts, I listen to like the Locked On Browns, and I also listen to some of the fan like
Yeah.
us basically,
Yeah.
he's definitely on Jag watch. Like they're worried about that
Okay.
matchup with Drake. So, and one I listened to specifically where they were talking about how, he's not. It's not a favorable matchup with Drake being such a big physical receiver.
Yeah.
So we will see, man. I mean, Denzel had a hell of a year last year, but they still got good backs. I mean, good cornerbacks. I mean,
Yeah.
like regardless of, he's not the only one that we got to worry about back there. And dude, they may only dress. I mean, they signed a few guys, but they may only dress 5 linebackers.
So I just see like all the sports shows, they are predicting. I believe the Bills play the Ravens, and they're saying that game is probably going to be the top scoring game of the season, maybe. But they expect that the Browns versus Falcons will be like up there for this week. It'll be the second highest scoring game this week. So while I don't think we'll do anything with their running, I don't see like, bruh, I think everyone drafted their tight end Njoku. He was a free agent in a whole rack of leagues, and everybody went and they picked him up, assuming he about to just have a stupid game against us. So I think everybody's kind of agreeing with that. It's going to be score. See probably who got the ball last. Or see who can come up with a strip. You can punch the ball out, an interception, a fumble. Like, trust me, those will be the plays that determine our game because we can't. I don't see us stopping each other. So it depends on the strips, the fumbles. If Mariota can handle a snap, all that stuff is going to come into play.
Yeah, picks. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
for
picks,
sure.
Interceptions. I'm telling you, it's going to be 1 or 2 of those that determine the game, no doubt.
Yeah, and the biggest loss for them, man, their linebacker Anthony Walker done for the season.
Yeah.
With a quad injury, and I mean, like he was there, like the heart of their defense. Like that's what everything kind of flew through. He was the green dot. I mean, like he caught everything. So that's going to go to Jacob Phillips now. And they say, I mean, like that he's got a ton of they have a ton of confidence in him. Small sample size. He was drafted 3rd round in 2021. Made some good plays against Pittsburgh, a sack, and he broke up a pass. So like they're hoping he's going to continue that over. They also they signed linebacker Jermaine Carter and Curtis Weaver to their practice squad. And Curtis Weaver's a defensive end just in case Clowney and or Garrett can't go. So dude, we're looking at, what I'm thinking is, the main guys, your starters, they get the majority of the reps and practices throughout throughout OTAs, throughout preseason, everything, right? And especially during the season. So your reserves, they're getting in there every now and then. So like their stamina is not going to be the best.
Yep.
So I mean, our offensive line has a chance to, really, really assert their freaking presence and then hammer these dudes all game long. And as long as CP and Tyler are running downhill all game like they should be, I mean, they're going to have just as hard a time, I think, stopping us as we are going to have stopping them.
I want to see, man. I think that if you see their O-line and they bully us, just say if they're just bullying us, I want to see the same thing from our offensive line when it come time for them. If you bully my young little brother and I'm in like another state and I can't get you back for that, I'm going to bully your little brother if he's in the state I'm in. And I want to see that. I want to see the same attitude. You see them be dominant off the ball, and they can run, I want to run just the same with CP. I want to be dominant off the line and run. So the thing will be the defensives, like the defensive lines per team, will have the hardest job. I mean, in this game, the defensive line of both teams, we about to see what you made of, and the offensive line. So this game will be won in the trenches, even though we talking about the stars, Drake London and Chubb and Kyle Pitts and all that. The team that win this game will be the best lines, the best defensive line, the best offensive line. I got faith in my team. I'm not being funny, and I'm not saying that we have a greater talent, but I believe that we got bigger balls. That's what I mean. I think we got bigger balls. I think that we will go harder.
I mean, that's what you have to have, right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
That's in the book.
Yeah,
bigger balls. Like if you don't have bigger balls,
Arthur Smith got a team of people with huge balls. Man, they said he wasn't checking for nothing else. He was just saying, "Show me your balls." And however your testicles was how he picked. And I believe that those guys gonna get nasty on Sunday. I believe in my team, and I mean at every position. I think he gonna say, "Bro, this team it's the Browns. They come for a dogfight. So give them one."
They start checking out the combine. They're gonna have some issues probably.
Yeah.
For the bigger balls.
Yeah, bigger balls. Yeah, and the special seating and stuff for the balls. But
yeah. I did find that it was Tori McElhaney who was writing the article about what Arthur said about Taquan Graham. He said it's little things, the technique things that matter in the run game, not getting turns, not guessing, leverage, fundamentals, being able to play combination blocks, and he's doing really well at that. So yeah, that's what we kind of saw at the very end of last season. And we kind of hope that will continue this year. And like I said, it has. I've said for a bit, I'm really big on that dude. I think he's got some promise, and he's playing well. So it's good to see. And looking at our O-line, man, I think as a group, collectively, last year, their confidence had to be shattered, right? I don't care whether it's Jalen fucking up or obviously Chris Lindstrom, maybe the best at his position in the game. McGarry had a rough year. Matthews always solid. Center position was up and down, mostly down. So I don't care. You're human, right? So you're going to read, you're going to hear things. You see the performances, you see the tape every week. So your confidence has to be hurting a little bit. It's just human nature. This year is the exact opposite. I mean, they're ranked about number 5, man. So this is from the Atlanta Falcons Twitter account, leading the way for the NFC. These big boys on the Falcons offensive line have been doing the work. 156.7 yards per game, which is 5th in the NFL. 49% rushing success rate, which is 3rd. 26 rushing first downs, which is 3rd. And 12 rushes of 10-plus yards, which is 5th. That's a hell of a turnaround, dude. So my point is that confidence, man, has got to be huge. They got to be going into each week thinking, I'm going to freaking just control the line of scrimmage. And if you're talking about going into Cleveland, or Cleveland coming here, being down to their best guys possibly, then damn, you really have to be like, okay, we have to take advantage of this. They got a guy that possibly is going to be that just came off, that just got signed. It's going to be starting. So, I mean, we've got to take advantage of that. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how aggressive Smith is with his play calling this week.
Yeah, man, I believe in him. I think you have to be impressed. I don't think that anyone was expecting you to beat the Rams. But just the fact you almost beat the Rams, the Super Bowl champs, I thought that we were supposed to be the shittiest team in the league. You almost beat the quote unquote best team in the league. And then you follow that up with going into Seattle where you're supposed to have 20 false starts. And you all were disciplined and you all were tough and you all were the reason we won that game because how you block for CP and how you block for Marcus. They are the reason that we're winning right now, that we won that game and that we look as good. We could be 3-0 very, very easily. And the fact that we're not is always their fault. Every time we lose, I say the offensive line. But all 2022 season, it has not been the offensive line. Not one time is the reason why we lost the game. So I think they are confident. And again, I expect them to be furious at what the offensive line for the Browns is doing. Okay, is that okay? So they the big ones. Okay, so here we go. It's our turn now. I expect for them to go back and it's like a dunk contest. You see what they could do now. Now it's my turn. I expect them to bully the Browns, and I expect us, whatever the Browns do to us, whatever you all think the Browns will do to us. I'm not saying they will or won't, but I promise you we'll do that shit to them.
We're gonna have to, man. We're gonna have to.
I promise you we will be doing the same. So it ain't gonna be one-sided. Whatever they doing, I promise you our offensive line gonna come to play. I got faith in my boys.
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to have to, because looking at their previous 3 games, so they opened up the season against the Panthers 26-24. They win. They lose by a point to the Jets, 31-30. I think that was Flacco kind of went off that game. And then they beat the Steelers 29-17. So they're averaging, it looks like 26, 27 plus points per game, just like we are.
Yep.
So it's 2 very similar offenses. We don't have the, like I said, thankfully, we're not beat up on defense. We got our guys. So it's just a matter of, like we talked about last week, is putting those guys in the right position to be successful against the offense. I mean, it's, look, sometimes you're just not as good as the guy that lines up against you, right, across from you. So depending on how that goes with the offensive line, I mean, Chubb, dude, he's just a monster.
He's something different. That's why I say he's and I respect Hunt, but I'm saying Chubb is he's just a different dude.
And he's coming home, man. He played. He's gonna have some fans in the stands. He played at UGA, so I mean,
we gonna be in for it. Especially, like I said, I just saw a Penny looked amazing. He looked great. So I don't even want to see Hunt, but again, I expect for Pease to improve. I know that man is an old man, but as long as you breathing breath on this planet, I think you should be improving. And I expect him to improve per week. I think he know what worked and what didn't work. I expect Arthur Smith to improve I expect Marietta. Man, I just feel like this. We've been losing, but barely.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if we clean up just a little bit of shit, I think that, man, we almost beat the Rams. So you're not about to tell me that we can't beat the Browns.
Yeah, and I heard on one of I think it was the Locked On Browns podcast, one of the guys said that that neither team had really played anybody yet. And I was like,
well, shit. We went to Seattle. I'm not saying it's an amazing team. We went to Seattle.
Defending Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Defending Super Bowl champs.
And then the defending Super Bowl champs. And like
I'm not going to say anything about the Saints, because they are what they are.
Yeah.
We don't really know what they are, to be honest with you.
But you don't know. But like I said, man, it was a tough game. It's like a division game. So I don't want it. Man, they always try to slide us, man. Sucker,
I mean, yeah, I was just like, I didn't agree with that statement all that much. But yeah, man, Chubb, he's leading the league rushing yards, 341 yards on 62 carries.
But tell him who's second, John. Tell him who's second.
He's our boy CP is second, but he's first in yards per carry.
There we go.
Yeah.
First, yeah. So I'm telling you, whatever y'all think, I know everybody talking about what they be getting ready to do to us because they got a 2-headed monster. I'm not saying we got a 2-headed monster, but we got a 1-headed monster. His name CP. He got 2 names. Now, whatever you think they're gonna do to us, I promise you, they will have just as hard time stopping our running game.
Yeah, and he did win the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So good job voting for that, guys. That was great. Yeah, he earned it. He earned it for sure. And I think more performances like that, people around the league are going to be like, man, like how has this guy not been a running back, or how has he not been tried in this position before? Kind of like we talked about last week. So yeah, and looking at the quarterback situation, similar, right? Jacoby Brissett kind of been around a bit, and Mariota's been around a bit. Jacoby, man, I don't know if you remember, he played us in 2019. He came in as a Colt, and
I almost remember that.
Yeah. Well, you may have forgotten it, and it's okay if you did, because he beat us by going 28 for 37 for 310 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jeez.
Yeah, but we do have a habit of making semi-decent quarterbacks looking really damn good.
But he is actually playing well. Yeah, he's been playing well. If you look at it, I know the name, but he's been playing. You know what's hilarious, and I don't know if anyone else has stumbled upon this yet. The players who we drafted early for fantasy, I'm talking about, I'm not saying me or you, but who just most people drafted, are shit in the bed. And the players that you may like, if you look at just the stats, where if if you took off the name and you just put the stats up, Geno Smith and Jacoby Brissett, like these people are really playing well. That Trevor Lawrence is playing well. Aaron Rodgers is not scoring a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady isn't scoring a lot. So it's a really weird year, man. I love it,
Taylor, man. Jonathan Taylor, I took first. And you muted again, buddy.
I just muted myself again. No, I'm saying who you took first. He's not scoring. It's a lot of that. There's just so many people aren't scoring points.
Yeah,
really early on.
Yeah, I mean,
like Jacoby, he playing well. He was playing. Geno Smith is playing well, but so is Jacoby. Trust me.
Yeah, he's a 66% completion percentage this year, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. He's been sacked 4 times. What's interesting is, when we talked about Chubb too, 5.5 yards a carry. Hunt's 4.2 yards a carry, so the drop off's not huge. And when it comes to that either, and then what's interesting is their receiving core. Man, it's really all Amari. Like when you go past that, it's like, I mean, really, you got Amari with 19 catches for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. Your next highest receiver, and he's not a receiver, it's a tight end, David Njoku, 13 for 128, and then there's a running back, Kareem Hunt, 9 for 54. So their second, third wide receivers are not really doing nothing much.
It's just Amari. Yeah.
I mean, for so far, and you got to figure dude, that guy, he's a big dude, but he's a great route runner. And he is fast and he is smart. So if we play any type of zone, he is really, really good at finding those soft spots and just sitting there. So we're going to have to, I mean, whether it's AJ or whoever is on him, we're going to have blanket. We're going to have at least a couple of people, whether it's not necessarily doubling them every time, but just there's got to be a second option that's saying, you got to know what number is he still 19?
Yeah,
but you gotta know where he's at.
19, yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy too. The Falcons put out a thing that said the battle of the top 2 skill positions trios ranked by, again, PFF. Do what you will do what you will with it. But between Drake London, Cordell Patterson, and Kyle Pitts, and then for them Chubb, Cooper, and Njoku. That's the top 2 rated trios at their skill position in the league.
Right. Everybody was saying that our game would be so there's man, if you can get a Falcon or you can grab a Brown, go get them on your fantasy because they about to go crazy. The Bills and the Ravens supposed to go crazy, which I can't. I got to take that or something. I can't. I want to see the whole game. But they are predicting that our game is going. I mean, it's going to be a shootout and a lot of points being scored.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Bills is, man. I got Josh Allen as my QB. So
man, I got Chubb, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and CP. So I will.
So you're gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, he scored on us, but yeah.
I hate that, dude. That's why that's why I never draft a Saint or a Panther or a Buck. I never will. I don't care. He could be the best player on the board because I don't want to have to even potentially be semi-happy that they did something good, Yeah, it's just I can't do it. If it's another team, then so be it, But I mean, for your fantasy team, I hope he does well.
Yeah, but I hope we kick their ass.
Yeah, we kick their ass.
And I just think this, man, the momentum. When you start off 0-2, here they come with all the stats. Well, the teams that start off 0-2, they always. So then for you to get the third win in Seattle was big. For you to beat the Browns, that it's just about even. I think I've seen the people who call it. Some people say Browns, some people say Falcons. It's just about even. For us to beat the Browns when they got Chubb and Cooper, the confidence our team and the momentum that we would gain just from 2 straight wins. The last time we won 2 straight times, I would love to see that stat, but 2 back-to-back weeks, it would feel really good.
Yeah, and I mean, you wonder that traditionally they don't really cover tight ends all that well.
Yeah.
We have a pretty decent one. So I really hope that he continues to play fantasy and force it to Pitts, more often than not. Because I mean, I think he could have a big day, dude. When you talk about their linebackers being down, like I said earlier, they've got 5, maybe 4, right? And they signed the guys in the practice squad who may have to come up. So their depth there is hardly anything. Listening to one of the podcasts, they may show a 3 safety look because they don't have a choice.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. Yep.
So if that's the case, man, I mean, like, we've got to be smart. Marcus has to be smart with the football. I mean, we can't, like you said, the turnovers may decide this one way or the other. So, I mean, we can't have Marcus turn the ball over or throwing into stupid coverage or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the chances that, and like I said, their interior line not that great. Backup defensive ends, like the best part of their defense coming into this Sunday is going to be their back end. Their safeties are solid. The corners are solid, even with Ward having a down year. So like that's going to be the best part of their D that we have to worry about. But we should be able to really get yards. I mean, with chunks of yards. So like for us, I think not getting in those third and long situations. If we can be successful on first and second down and not have to force Marcus to freak out and run around.
I don't want to put it on him. You do first, but like I said, the greatest thing for him is going to be the greatest thing for Kirk Cousins was play action. If we could if we can run the ball, man, the play action it's gonna be people wide the fuck open that you can do. They'll be wide open. You don't have to skinny that ball between two players. We don't need you to do anything risky, bro. I haven't seen him make one throw that I thought was how did he do? So I don't even want to put that on you for you to have to do that. Because I don't believe in you like that. It's just game manage, please, man. Alex Smith. Just be Alex Smith. That's all we need you to be, buddy.
And after you had your say about Marcus last week, I don't know if you noticed this week, but a lot more like people within the business have come out and been like, "Yeah, I think it's time for Ritter." Like just based on
see. They listen out of your Falcon mind, buddy. They have to, man. Because what we say goes, man. It always happens in real. I'll just be playing. But no, it just he is. I think that you stated it best when like, bro, I'm not asking you to be Josh Allen or Jackson or any. I expect that your age and the amount of time you've been playing football, you wouldn't lose us the game. And I just look at you, and I hate to say what we could have done. I was just on the phone with my brother, and I'm saying we could have been 3-0. I hate saying that because you could have, should have, would have. Okay, but just the fact that I felt like one player kept us from being 3-0 is that I can point. I can't say the whole team. If you would have did this, if you would have made the field goal, if you wouldn't have, I can't even say that. I can honestly point and say if this one player was not doing crazy shit, we would be undefeated, and the world would be like, "What is going on in Atlanta?" One player. So that's why we can all point at you. And I just feel like I don't even need him to be all that because you set the bar so low. He could just be functional and he'll be better than you. He could just, if he does average, because he can run like you, he can, his like arm is strong. All he got to do is be poised like, man, more than you. It can be an improvement that he don't panic and we win those games. So I'm calling for Ritter. I just want to see what he, and like I said, I'm not saying what he is or what he ain't. I don't. This is the first year I ever seen college. I can't vouch for that. But in preseason, the thing that jumped off was, damn, this boy's really poised, and that's one thing that I see in Marcus that is not present. That is the reason for the losses. So all I need is a poised quarterback at this point. How you go from a Matty Ice to an anxious person? That's what he was. Ice cold. He was cool to somebody that's very anxious and very like excitable. He just panicked. He just overdoing it, man. Just calm down, buddy.
Yeah, I mean 6 turnovers, man, in 3 games.
That's crazy. The quarterback.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not, and it's what's sad is you take away a couple of those fumbles, and we're probably not even having this conversation because
he went. Yeah. Yep.
Because
he does. No, that's true. If he don't just do the dumb shit, then we are praising him a little. Like, man, he can scramble. He kind of make the throws he need to make. But some of those, like the Jalen Ramsey throw, that's not the
right.
That is not the proper option for that situation.
Missing,
and everybody know that. I was playing Madden, I would know that. But Liam know that. Everybody knew that. But why throw to him when Jalen Ramsey's on it? You could have picked anybody, and then hit him in the numbers, and we got a touchdown. You tried to jump ball with Jalen Ramsey, man.
Yeah. See, you getting all worked up again.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't even want to. I just check out. I just want to see Desmond. But I hope that like Arthur is on, but he's smarter than me in this. So I will trust Arthur. He know if he ready a lot more than I do. So I'll defer to Arthur. If he not starting, I assume that he's not ready to start.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, listening to again those Browns podcast, they are concerned about the same things we're concerned about. They are worried about CP running crazy. They're worried about London on Ward because they're not, like I said, dude. They're not happy with Ward right now. So like they're concerned about that. They're not so concerned about Mariota. They're not super concerned about the pass rush. So, and I think some of that can be contributed. Just I mean, now our pass rush has improved, like we've talked about. I just think the matchup that like I really seeing how we came out against Seattle and how just bizarre that was. Like you like you said, Pease is going to learn, right? You got to learn from stuff, and like that didn't work out too well. So, but you just don't know. Like I don't have a ton of confidence in Mariota. I don't have a ton of confidence in Pease. And I hate to say that because I like the dude a lot. I love
That's
his
the first
mentality.
time John ever said that on this podcast. I'm shocked to hear that, buddy. I have to hear this. Why?
Just what we've seen, man. Like I get you want to what he said at the conference. You want to put players in, that can play on the field. I get that, but like, dude, when it didn't work clearly, and like you said with Rashard Penny and Kenneth Walker, who's a rookie, and an offensive line that's not near as good as the one you're going to be seeing this weekend. I mean, and like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not saying he's going to come out with the same front, which I mean he shouldn't. Just like I said, you can just look at the film and say that's a bad idea. But you got to just like you expect your players to see progress. Like I expect the same thing, man. Arthur called a phenomenal game last week, barring just a few hiccups. He called a phenomenal game on offense. So like I want to see that same thing from the defense. I don't expect us to shut down the Browns. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean sometimes you got to give credit where credit's due, and I mean. Those guys are paid well. Chubb's one of the best in the business. The offensive line is good. Jacoby's not making mistakes right now. So I don't expect us to just stop them call together. But I do expect us to, keep us in the game. Like we can't get down so much. I mean, it's going to have to go both ways, right? I mean, the offense is going to have to be, like you said, scoring as much as we can. When we get the ball, we can't. The red zone scoring has got to keep up. We can't be settling for Koo, man. Like I mean, I love Koo to death, but he needs to be on the bench kicking extra points. That's what he needs.
Who's also on my fantasy.
Okay, so maybe 150-yarder at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's going to come down to both running backs, man. It's just and like I said, listening to their podcast. It was literally just like looking at our Twitter that worried about the same exact stuff.
Man.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you why I love it and I enjoy these type games. I've seen us like beat teams because we were faster. I've seen that we beat teams because we had Julio Jones and he just out jumped somebody and went and did something. I've seen us because of Matty Ice. I've seen him just throw until he went. It's like a different proud when we out tough somebody. I don't know why that's mean more to me. When we went to Seattle, I felt like, man, I'm expecting some false starts and my boys was disciplined and they would play tough. And for all 4 quarters, man, they went to the end of the game. We won, and the Cleveland will be and even Aaron Donald and them, man, I thought they played tough, and it was a rumble. Like we rumbled the Rams, and I got so much respect for people that rumble. If y'all notice, everything I say is people that rumble, man. That's why I love the guy behind me because he rumble every week. Man, that's why I love the Huskies because they rumble even though they lose, they lose every week. But I love watching the Huskies because the Huskies gonna rumble every week, and I look forward to a rumble, man. It does something different to me if we can win because we were tougher and we stayed tougher longer. That is so different of a feeling. It feels different. It feels better.
I think it's just that mentality, man. It's just like it's
Yeah,
football. Like you want your guys to be tough and like
yeah,
I mean, you want to see a tough ass defense. You want to see,
yeah.
that's just like as much as like I'm not a Ravens fan, but damn, that Ravens
That's what I'm. Yeah.
defense was so fun to watch, man. Like back in the
Yep.
early with Ed Reed and Suggs and Lewis.
Gritty, man.
I mean, just my God, man, how fun was that? Like so that's what I hope that we're creating here. And I think we got good pieces, man, to do that. But like you said, I mean, like this, as far as the physicality goes, that's going to be the test this week. We're going to find out. We'll find out about our offensive line this week
Yep.
for real. Like, is this a 3-game aberration that we've seen, or is this like this is who they are now, type of thing. And
even the linebackers, I love our linebacker. I want to see them come up. I want to see it. Now we're gonna see. Well, now we're gonna see. I'm looking forward to this, man.
Yeah, me too. I mean, what is there anything outside of Chubb? Anything that worries you? That's like Jacoby, Amari, anybody on defense?
I'm gonna be honest. If I had to pick one, I'll be honest, and I know you won't hit this, Jacoby, because Jacoby, I know is not amazing, but I feel like he can do everything. He's not limited in any way. He could take off running. He could throw the deep one. He could throw the sideline. He could throw all the balls. He's not exceptional. I'm not saying, but he can do everything. It's not anything he can't do. And he's playing. I know it's only 3 weeks. He's probably playing at the top of his game right now because it's not all on him. Yeah. He can kind of John Elway it over there. So he's playing. That's why I say, if y'all wasn't so into the names and you look how people are playing, the man is balling. So he's balling. So you can't skip over him. He might do some shit. Like, it's just what John said. He don't really have anybody to throw to. So he got Njoku and he got Cooper, but still with 2 of those, and I just muted myself again. That's crazy. But with 2 of those and the backs, I'm looking at Jacoby. Like, Jacoby ain't no joke. You cannot overlook this man. Please don't do that. He's not a bum.
I agree. And he's benefited from the run game big time.
He really had he's playing exceptionally well. But how about you? If you're not naming the main problems that everybody gonna name, like Chubb and Hunt and Cooper, is there anything that scare you?
Not really. To be honest, if we're talking about outside those players, if Garrett does play, I don't care whether he's like sort of nicked up or not. The guy's a monster. So like that would worry me, number one. Clowney, I've never been a huge fan of. I thought he
always hurt.
That, and I mean, dude, he's not. I mean, I know you didn't see him when he played at South Carolina, but the man was like a just unbelievable beast in South Carolina.
I was about to say, they said he was an animal.
I mean, just look up the play. Look up Jadeveon Clowney versus Michigan.
Yeah.
YouTube that if you've never seen it, because he absolutely like commits a crime in the backfield against the line. I mean, like he could have took it was crazy, but like that play, you can see that anywhere, but he just hadn't really worked out in his NFL career, so he didn't really bother me. If they were healthier, then I'd be really worried about their defense. But their defense is so banged up that I'm not super worried about it. I think, I mean, Cooper, we already said, you can't say him. I mean, like Cooper does bother me. He worries me a little bit. But I have faith in AJ, man. I really do. I think he had a good comeback game last week against Metcalf. So, he's used to covering bigger receivers. So, I mean, like, I'm not too worried about that. My biggest worry is just how we're going to set up, man. Like, I just wish that's as far as defense goes.
Who'd have thought that out of your Falcon mind, John's biggest worry would be Dean Pease? Like, you just wouldn't. You can't make this shit up. You don't know where this podcast is going, man.
It's week to week, brother. I mean, you don't know. I mean, like I said,
I love the offensive line, man. This shit changed, man. It's out of your Falcon mind for a reason.
It really is. It really is. You got to be. I mean, I haven't. I mean, like I said, when you look online and you look everywhere, everybody's got the same concerns. So I mean, it's just going to be, it's just going to be who can control the line of scrimmage, and it could be just back and forth. I think Arthur Smith says it's going to be a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just going to be back and forth all game long. But I'm excited, man. I really like we said, man. I want to see what these guys are made of against a really tough physical team. So and dude, what worries me too is Stefanski, head coach. That guy's a hell of a play caller, man. Like he's a really talented offensive guy. So like, like I worry about what he can do versus how quickly we can adapt to it. Basically, like if he comes out and runs down our throat, how quickly can we change what we're doing, try to help out. So it's gonna be a fascinating game to watch, man. It is. I mean, and the quarterback situation. I mean, Jacoby's torched us once, so I mean, you never know.
And he's playing better than he was then.
Right.
So because he don't have to do everything.
Plus the Browns. Let me cut you off. But plus the Browns. I mean, like, dude, they hope that they're trying to be a playoff team this year, and they're going to get Deshaun in December, right? So and they're trying to be 3-1 right now. So I mean, they've got a lot. This game means a lot to them too. So
they're gonna come with their best effort. It's the Browns, but it ain't your daddy's Browns, man. Just don't overlook. Don't get arrogant how we did against the Saints.
Yeah, I think that's over with, man. I think as much as that sucked. Yeah, I think that was like a good
Me too. I agree.
I mean? Like it's like Liam. Okay, like he had a test a few weeks ago, and I think it was math, and I was like, "Shouldn't you be studying for your test tomorrow?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "Why?" I was like, "He says open notes." I was like, "Yeah, but you still have to know what you're doing. Like you can't just And he was like, "I'll be fine. It's open notes." I'm like, "All right, well, we'll see." He didn't do so well on that test. So that's a learning experience, right?
No, it is.
And so when he came home, I was like, "How'd the test go?" He was like, he didn't even want to tell me what he made.
Yeah.
And look, and this kid is a very smart kid. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's in
he really
advanced classes. He makes really good grades. But I'm not going to I want him to learn I want him to learn through experiences. So, and when he came home with him, he got I think it was like a 78, in the open notes test.
Yep.
You're going to be getting a fucking A.
Yep.
Right. So I said, well, all right. Well, next time, right? You might want to put in a little bit of time the night before, so you actually know what you're doing. So you're not scrambling to find the notes to figure out what the hell you're doing. So I say all that just because, we jacked up that fourth quarter so bad, but hopefully we learn from it. That's all we need to do. Like we've seen, damn, we cannot repeat that. Happened to be the first game of the season, so good. That's over with. It sucked that we lost. Sucked that it was the Saints. Sucked that it was at home. But because it wasn't we were down so much in the Rams game. It's not like we blew that game.
Yeah, right.
We had to fight back in that game, and actually, come and to make it a game. And then we fought for all 4 quarters in Seattle. So that's what I want to see every week.
And I just want that same. I don't want any what you call it? I forget what you call it, but I don't want him to be like, oh, it's the Browns. So no, we ain't that good. Like Trey said, you could do shit when you winning. The confidence will come with that. When you not, you got one win, and I'm delusional with you guys, but come on, be humble enough to take these people very serious because they are very serious, and they got very serious talent on their team. So take it very serious for us to get a W. But we should get the W. I have no fear of losing, especially at home.
Yeah, I think that it'll be interesting to see tomorrow when the injury report comes out.
Yeah,
see really who, for the Browns at least, for who's because Denzel being held out was kind of a big thing with his ribs and back. That's not something you want to have hurt as a cornerback. Your ribs in your back. And then of course what the status is of Miles and Clowney, it'll be interesting. But we'll find out. We'll find all that out tomorrow when they release it going into the weekend. But so prediction, buddy. What do you think the score will be?
Man, I'm going high scoring like everybody else. I'm going 35. No. I'm going 35-31 Falcons.
I was close to me, man. I was going 38-31.
Yeah, I was just about to go 38 because I'm like, we're going to get a field goal. But I say, man, 35-31 Falcons.
Yeah. I'm 30. I'll say 38-31. Liam.
I was just about to ask you if you had his.
24-20.
Oh, so not now Falcons?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's expecting dude, watch him be right, man.
Yeah. I was just about to say
Watch his shit be right.
he called shit that you be like, nah, that's clearly not. That's clearly too high, clearly too low. Then he be right on every time.
Dude, he called the Rams game by within like a point or two.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with the Saints. So yeah, I don't know. He was off last week, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't see any way that we're not scoring over 30 in this game, to be honest. But crazier. Like we say it every week, man. Crazier things happen in the NFL. You're gonna have, just because they're hurt on defense, those guys that are in there are gonna want to step up.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's part of the game, man. So I don't expect them to come in and roll over for us. And the other factor too is the crowd, man. I really, like we said on the pregame or the recap. I'm sorry, for Seattle. I really hope the crowd is in there and loud.
Yeah,
that'll make a big difference too.
Come help us out, ladies and gents. Hold on, I just want to show you something for those fans of ours who are on YouTube. I just got to show you. I think this is so cool. Just look at my lock screen on my phone, okay? If you guys can see what this is, I can put it. That's Deion Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the interception. Yeah. Who can't remember that or forget that?
Yeah, man. Deion Jones was when he had that catch against the Saints when he jumped up in the touchdown. It was amazing. I love you, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for how things went, man. I feel awful. I love you.
Hey, man, he's got what? This is week 4, so next week he's eligible to come off.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaiah Oliver as well. So maybe I really hope Isaiah comes back.
Yeah,
try. I'm not sure what Deion's going to provide for us, but
who knows how that's going to go?
Yeah, we'll see. All right, buddy. Well, I mean, we got our predictions out of the way. We kind of have our thoughts on the game. So, are you ready for in or out?
I'm ready for in and out, man. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I can start it off. That's cool.
All
right. So, for those of you, for anybody new listening on our pregame shows, we have a little segment called In or Out, and it's just to have some fun. And it can be about anything. It can be about the Falcons. It can be about cereal. It can be about anything, you name it. And we just say it, and whoever, Mike or I or whoever the guest may be at the time, they just say they're in or out. They can talk about it or not. So, buddy, the Falcons O-line will sustain their performances and be a top 5 line at the end of the season. Where is that confidence level at?
Damn, buddy. You say top 5.
We're 5 right now. We're 5 right now.
I'm out. I say top 10. I say good. I say top 10. I can't. My confidence, if they beat the Browns, USC, I'll go next week top 5. I'm going top 10. So I'm out.
I'm out too. I think top 10 is more realistic. But
how good is that? Top 10 from last year?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I no complaints with that whatsoever. You still go back and forth. How about you go now? Go back and forth.
Okay. I got one. Okay. Let's see what I got here. Are you in now, John? I swear to God, buddy, I had this before the show. Okay, so I already had these, but yet you damn near brought it up in full as me and you were just casually talking. That's why I love John. This is what we do. Okay, here's what I put. Are you in or out on drafting or trading players on your fantasy squad that are teams that are on the teams of your rival? So what I'm saying is, if you can get a Michael Thomas as a Falcon fan, if somebody would trade you Michael Thomas, if Alvin is really ain't doing shit so far, so you could probably get him easily in a trade if you need like a man running back. Okay, just save you just a Saint Chris Olave. Just say if you could get these people, which he's killing it right now. That it will help your team to get somebody. It will really help your team. It's on the table. You could pull the trigger. You could draft them. Do you do it in your fantasy league? If it's your number, so if you like the Redskins, are you drafting a Cowboy? If you Cowboy, do you do Redskins? whatever your rival team is, would you do it if given the opportunity? I had the chance to do it today, and I couldn't do it, buddy. I couldn't do it. I said I had a chance to do it
Who
today.
offered you? I didn't even see it.
Huh?
Who offered you a trade? I didn't even see it.
No, it wasn't a trade. I was saying that Alvin, man, I think I need one more man running back, right? Yeah. I'm like, he ain't doing too well. It's probably easy to get him. I could get him. He's not doing too well. And this guy, they had was it Michael Thomas almost was low. He's not being played. He's been injured. So I'm saying when he come back, he probably gonna kill it. And I got somebody that who was killing now, who I don't even need. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I could probably get him. Then when then I'm like, and then like a Panther, man, I had Robbie Anderson, and I kept staring at it, and I'm like, I hate you though, like I can't. He like never started. I'm like, I can't start you, bro. Like, I don't even want you on my team, and I can't do it. And I just dropped Russell Gage, even though he was a Falcon. I'm like, dog, every time I don't want to be in a game against the rival, like. Ooh, he got to tell. The only one I can't drop is Julio Jones. He didn't even play, but I feel like I just can't do it. But no one else. I dropped everybody else, and I couldn't trade or get nobody else. So I'm completely out. I didn't know. I know that's really stupid to a lot of people because it could be advantageous to your team, but it's just a lawyer thing with me. I can't do it.
So I've never drafted a person on the Saints, Panthers, or Bucks. In my entire history of doing fantasy football, never drafted them. If I'm in contention to win,
okay,
and we're in a money league,
okay,
I might consider a trade.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm there now, if I'm out of it, then nah, fuck no. I don't want to root for a Saint or whatever, a Panther. But yeah, I think I'm out on drafting him for sure. But
if you need to trade and you are in contention, if it must be done, it must be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, it would hurt me and I would be sick to my stomach and I probably couldn't look at myself in the mirror for a few days. But, if it was for big money, I could probably do it.
I love it. Hey, I would love for y'all to hear this. Please come on our Twitter because that's a great question. I want to know if you've done it or if you would do it. Go on our Twitter and just leave us. Have you done it or would you do it if presented with the opportunity? I'm dying to hear this.
Yeah, me too. I'll put it out there after the show too.
You should. I want to do. You should do a poll. I'm dying to hear this. This would be hilarious.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So both teams this weekend are going to rush for 150 plus yards in or out.
I'm in. I'm in. Easy. It's yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think probably so too. And you don't really see that too often. But with this weekend, I just I don't know. I mean, we'll just see. It's just like it's gonna be back and forth, man. So.
But I want to see some gritty shit. Like I ain't seen that in a long. Like you said, you don't see that. So I would love to see that.
Yeah.
All right, I got one.
Yeah.
When you go on a vacation, you work. There are people have to be up on time every time at home. And then now you go on the trip, just say it's to the beach. Now you are in a conundrum because you just say you're there for 4 or 5 days. You could sleep in, you could get all your rest, you could catch up on all your rest, or you can wake up and watch the sun come up. Are you guys waking up and watching the sun come up, or are you experiencing the sunrise, or are you like, who cares? I'm sleeping in as much as I can sleep in on vacation. Are you in or out? I'm always in on the sun. I get up every 100% of the time to see the sunrise.
Yeah, I'm 100% out on that one. My ass is sleeping in, brother. Now we'll watch the sunset. I'm sure it'll be amazing at the beach. But man, no, for mornings, man. No.
I don't know why my mic keeps muting, but that is fucking hilarious, buddy. Johnny Yates is not waking up.
Look, man, Amanda and I both number one, we're night owls, so it's tough for us to go to sleep anyway, prior to midnight. So yeah, I mean, if we're on vacation, but the thing is, Liam's not, dude. His ass is up early.
Okay.
He's a 7:30, 8 o'clock guy.
Yeah, okay.
So which tears me apart because I'm like, dude, What are you doing? Like it'll be 9 o'clock and I hear him yelling at the TV because he's playing video games. And I'm like,
Yeah. Why are you
that's
awake?
it.
Yeah.
Right. I even like he's got an iPod, so like I'll text him like
Yeah.
the little shush emoji. Like, dude, you tried to sleep, brother. Like, what are you doing to me? But yeah, vacation though, yeah, hell yeah, I'm sleeping in. But
That's hilarious.
I will take in the sunset every night though.
I got it. I love it, man. I love it.
All right, so homeowners associations, man. And I know you don't have. I know you're in an apartment,
Yeah.
so it's probably
All right.
you may have something in or out on those things.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm out. I get the general point of it that we all pool our bread and we gonna take care of the grass and it's gonna look pretty around here when we clean. I get that part of it, but I just be damned if I'm paying 400 grand for a house or 500 grand for a house, and then you're telling me what I can and can't do in my yard, or if I can park my car here, if I can put a pool in the front, if I could grill sometimes, what like the shutter, what I could paint it. I'm
Yeah,
paying for the mortgage. Now, how did you trump my blind? Now there are places I know that that the blinds you pick have to be like you have to choose from a few colors. You can't do even wild. So you have no personable things on your house. It got to be standard like all the other houses. And I'm not in for that. If I want to do something on my lawn that I pay for, as long as I'm not streaking out there or just being
yeah,
crazy, I want to be able to the freedom to have my own home in my own way, just with the flowers and with the grass and with pooling and with how I'm decorated. I just want to. It would hurt my feelings to have somebody tell me what I couldn't do with my home. But I do get the general point. But I'm out on those. I really don't like that.
yeah. Reason I asked was so we well on that point, like about 10, 12 years ago, we were renting a house,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know that like it wasn't like a huge neighborhood. It was kind of a small neighborhood, kind of like where we're
Yeah.
at now.
Yeah.
But I put out a Falcons flag. Apparently, you can't do that there because
Damn.
the owner got an email saying like, "Hey, your home is can you ask him to take that down? We can." The only flag you could fly was an American flag.
That's
That was the
insane.
only one that was allowed. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Serious? Like, who the fuck drove around? And was like, that's terrible. Take that
Yep.
down." You
Yep. You
serious? Like,
can't do that. I'm telling.
what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, what kind of anyway? So where we're at now, man, it's like there's no amenities. Like, it's a great neighborhood, man. There's only
Mm-hmm.
like 15, 20 houses. You went over here. It's like 15, 20
Mm-hmm.
houses. There's no tennis courts. There's no pool. There's like I don't know, 100 square feet of grass at the front of the neighborhood with a
Yeah. Yep.
sign, and like, so we've been paying. We had a very low HOA fee, like it was stupidly low compared to some other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And they sent us a thing like, oh, this is going to go up by like $200 this year.
Damn.
And I was like, for what? Like, do y'all need me to cut the grass up at the front? Because I'll go
Right.
do that,
Right.
and you can pay me like the same amount,
Right.
like to
Yeah.
upkeep that. You know what I'm saying? So, but they're cool with flags and stuff like that. But because we moved in, like we met the HOA president. He's like across the street from me. And he's like, yeah, man, just whenever you want to do something to the house, just let me know. I'll never say no. Like I really don't give a shit. As long the only reason I'm in is it does kind of make folks keep their stuff looking nice, so you don't
Yeah.
have
It
like
does.
a shitty house or a shitty neighbor, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only plus side to it. But like I'm with you, dude. Like if you're gonna pay for the house, like, and you can't put out a flag,
Yeah.
like, I mean, man, hell no, that's ridiculous. But
My
anyway,
thing with me in my life, man, I really any of my friends will tell you, I really do not like people telling me what to do, man. I'm not in for that. At a job I ever had, not with my parents. I do not like. I just don't like control. I like to be out of my fucking mind at all times, man. So that's my thing. So
yeah,
I'm out. I got one for you, man.
yep,
Um, I called this dude trash when he was winning. I didn't see what everybody saw. I just thought he was on a great team when he won. The dude is. I'm not saying he's good, but are you in or out on Jared Goff? I think the dude is serviceable, but I don't think, even though he's killing again, I don't think he's the guy, man. Are you in or out? I'm out on Goff, man. I just
I'm
don't
out.
think him and Carson are good players.
Yeah, I'm out.
Russell Wentz and Jared Goff, I think, are the same tier, which is like serviceable.
Yeah, I watched the HBO, the whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Hard Knocks with the Lions, and they didn't have a whole ton on Goff, but like you want to like him because he seems like
Mm-hmm.
a good dude. But like, I just
Mm-hmm.
it seems something's missing there.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what
I
it
don't know
is, but
what it is
something's
either.
just
I don't
not.
claim to know. Yeah.
Yeah, something's just not quite right with
Yeah.
him. But yeah, the
I'm
Wentz
out.
comparison's pretty good. I like
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. All right, buddy. So it's about to be October, man. Halloween around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Haunted houses. Are you in or out?
I'm in. I say you get high as a kite or drunk as a bull, and you go in there. That's fun. I want to say this. I gotta say this. I'm glad you brought it up. It's not just for kids, man. When you grown up, you still gotta enjoy yourself. So if that's an adult party, if that's a haunted house, if that's something you do with your girl or like your wife, where you just go get Netflix and you see all the scary movies and you just smoke drugs and eat popcorn. You enjoy your day, have some candy, and it's just not. It's a lot of things that lead. It's a lot of good movies in theaters right now, like scary movie. Enjoy that, man. So go to haunted houses, dress up in costume. I know there are some grown-ups who just feel like grown-ups is a chart. Like I go up a chart, but this how I'm should act now because I'm like 32. So this is what the chart say. There's no chart for fun, and it's no age on fun. Always enjoy yourself. I'm all for a haunted house, man. I don't like just you got to go with the right people because there are
There
just
it
some
is.
people that are screaming at the top of their lungs, and really you got to go with people that are fun and people who will enjoy it, man. But
Yeah.
if you hang with the right people, a haunted house, I mean, even as a grown up, is an exceptional experience. I'm with it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
in.
the first. I'm just perfect that you said that because yeah, like I'm in too. Because I number one, I like scary movies, and so
Yeah.
I like being scared or whatever. And
Hmm.
plus, the haunted house is like they're really not trying to get you
Yeah.
anywhere,
Right.
But like you said, so we went to one years ago, and it was like it was in the Carrollton, it was in Carroll County, number one, and it was in the
Okay.
middle of nowhere. It was in the forest.
It's
So
the
you
best
had like
ones.
this, yeah, man. So like there was dudes with chainsaws and
The
like coming at you with all kinds of crazy shit. They had these creepy ass sounds everywhere,
Mhm.
and I mean it was now who we were with was the issue
Yeah. See.
because dude, she would not stop screaming.
Yeah.
When the dude popped out with the chainsaw the one time, she literally like tripped over her feet, fell down, and then like three people behind her like trampled on her. They all fell down,
Yeah.
and it was became like this whole thing. I was like, man, what are we doing here? Like it's
Yeah.
like he's not coming to hit like chainsaw your head. Like
That's that.
I just
No, that is what I was saying. Like,
it almost
no,
ruined the rest of like just guys popping out and they're like scared. I'm just like, all right, dude, yeah,
yeah, because you know that the person I've been there with people, like I said, that's why I said there are people who just take that shit way so far. It's like, all right, now you kind of fucking ruining the fun because you going like somebody really trying to kill. They're screaming at the top, and you just like, would you reel it in?
yeah,
Like it's pretend. We're pretending. Like, yeah, but
yeah.
I'm
I
in. I say
know,
you go have a blast.
yeah. Go ahead,
All
buddy.
right,
You
I
got one
got
more?
one. Are
Yeah.
you in or out? Two old buddies got together, which you thought would be dynamic. You thought if two old buddies, if they hang out in Vegas, two old buddies, if they go to Vegas and they get together, you might see them put up some yards. Like, ooh, if Derek Carr and Devontae could get together, you might see them do some woo. And you haven't seen it. What are you in or out on the team of Derek? I'm not talking about the whole Raider organization, but just what we all thought when Derek Carr get Devontae Adams, we really gonna see something. We haven't seen anything. Are you in or out on them? I'm out on Carr, so I got to be out. I'm in on Devontae, but them two together is not. I think he's now starting to understand that Rogers threw him open a lot of times. Like he throws you open. He knows where you like, and now you with Derek Carr, who's also, I mean, he's good, but Aaron Rodgers. I think now he can't say it,
Yeah.
but now I think he noticed. Like I see the difference. But so I'm out.
Yeah. Like I almost want to be in because it's only 3 games and they haven't had a whole lot of time.
Me too.
But they are familiar with each other because of their past.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's just the same as you, man. My lack of confidence in Carr just makes me be
Mm-hmm.
out. you go from one of the goats to
Yeah.
David Carr, regardless. I mean, that's
Hmm.
I got to be out. I think he's probably regretting that decision. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not with the money,
No.
but who
Yeah.
knows?
Because he got
Yeah,
the money,
yeah,
and you out Vegas, but I mean,
yeah,
it's Aaron Rodgers, man.
yeah. I hear you. All right, man. My last one, and I think I already know your answer, but I want to hear it anyway.
Hmm.
Facebook, buddy. Uh, and I don't know if you were ever on it or not. I know you're not now,
Hmm.
but
I was on it. I say out. I'm gonna be honest, and this is no slight to anyone. I'm not into social media on any level. I'm not into it. I think this, if it's for a reason, if you got a clothing company, you got a podcast, if it's for, I think it's very healthy and very beneficial and advantageous. When it's personal, you're gonna end up talking too much. You're gonna say that it's like a podium for people. It's a press conference for people who don't need a press conference. It's like my opinion. I believe this with all my heart that people will just state an opinion, and then they do this one time and just say it get like 60 likes. I believe that people be at home losing their fucking mind. Like, I am always right. Now everybody know how smart I am, and then you feel like you should have to comment on everything now. So now your opinion has to come for everything. And I just think that you get involved in other people's business, too passionate about stuff that don't concern you, and you should not form an opinion on everything in life. It's just some shit that's you see, and you should keep it moving. But I think it trains you to start forming an opinion. Now I got to speak on this, and I got to speak on this. Now I got to speak on this. I got to speak. You don't have to comment on everything, and it's an incredible. If you're not using this if you having fun with it, I'm all for it. But all too often, man, it creates all they do is compare their life to somebody else online, or you seeing with somebody else, you all in somebody else's shit. Why? And you look at the people line, it's people that spend hours on this shit every day, and you better have everything you want in this life. To me, if you spending hours on social media, you better have the fucking body you want. You better have the schooling you want. You better have the job you want. You better have the girl you want or the guy you want. You better have the car you want. If you got time like that to waste, you should have all your shit in order. But to be online just so much involved in other people's business, or like my opinion is so important, I gotta speak on every topic that come up. I'm not in agreement with that. Especially I see a whole deal of, I love like our Twitter and the shit you do.
right,
It's always positive. It's always like all we do is joke around. It's funny. And even with Fleek or with Savion or with Trey, with Kenny, and Damski, Ski, or anybody else, man, it's always fun. It's positive. It's lighthearted. No one, there are people online, man, that just, especially on Facebook, it's like for grown-ups, and all you see is miserable opinions of just negative. If that was me, I wouldn't. Ain't nobody asked you if it was you. It's not you. Oh yeah, he deserved to do it. That's not even something for you to comment on. So I'm completely out. If you not, I think that people abuse social media instead of using it. So I'm completely out on any type of social media. I'm a really, really private person, and I'm on here with my brother, and I'm talking about my favorite team. So, but I'm really a private person. I don't put my business where I live and my cars and my girlfriend and the stuff I'm doing. How I feel about things is all you should know me to know how I feel about things. It's not for every opinion I have. It's not your business.
yeah.
So I'm out.
There you go. That's a very good reason.
How about yourself,
Reasons,
buddy?
plural. Yeah, I would be. Uh, so I have a Facebook, and I use it primarily because I've got like sisters and brothers and aunts and
Mm-hmm.
whatever all over the fucking place. So
Mm-hmm.
like they don't get a chance to see Liam all that much, and so like
Mm-hmm.
I'll post stuff from his baseball
That's the good
and
part.
stuff like that, and I keep in touch with him through that way. It's just easier than I might hate group text worse than I hate like any form of social media.
Okay.
That group text should have been one of these questions because group text, man, like they don't, they can be just endless.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
anyway, but I'll get off of that one. But Facebook is just easier for us. And then we have a Facebook page. We have an Out of Your Fucking Mind Facebook page. So obviously I post our shows on that. I don't post a lot of stuff. I literally just post our shows because we can't sit there with our lives and go through every single social media forum all the time. We can't do it. That's why we focus on Twitter, and we use and because that's just the easiest medium for us. It makes sense. But man, if you've never experienced this, luckily, but like election season's around the corner, man.
I know it's crazy on there.
And you wouldn't even believe, and like, thank God for the unfollow button, because you can still stay friends with folks, but you just don't see their shit.
Yep.
And I mean, like, people will see a headline and not read the article, but then they'll share the artitle and then say their opinion about the article that may have nothing to even do with the article. They didn't even actually read it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally just like they just read that something was like, oh shit, and then boom, and then that just stirs like everybody's just commenting now. Well, I don't really give a shit about your politics, whether you're left or right, in the middle, whatever.
That same here.
I could care less. But man, you would be, dude. It is unbelievable the amount of it. There's friendships that have been ruined because of a political fucking post on Facebook. I believe it. Like that is terrible, man. Like, how do you let that ruin a friendship you've had for years because you have a disagreement over some dude's policy or the way he thinks or whatever? Like, it's mind blowing, dude. But yeah, so I'm out on that section of it. I'm in just on the basis of being able to
sharing
interact. And do you know who my newest Facebook friend is?
I believe it's my mom.
Oh, there it is.
She told me, she was like, yeah, I'm on Twitter. I followed y'all on Twitter. I only got one thing I follow, and that's y'all. And I'm following y'all on Facebook now. I was like, Mom, I love you to death, because I know you don't know what you're doing, but I know you're just trying to help. I love her to death, man. I love my mom.
Hey, Mrs. Cottrell, love you too. All right. That's like, I mean, she shared our podcast on Facebook.
Yep.
And on our page and everything. And so it's great, man. So I sent her a friend request because I got to.
Great person.
Oh,
man, I love my mom. Man, I died laughing when she told me that. You friends of out of your and she's a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Now that's a good mom.
Yeah, her photo is actually like a emoji of herself wearing a Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, she take it, man. If you've seen my mother's house, it's just, it looked like, I can't even get into it, man. She take it very, very, very serious. Like, she's out of her, however you say a cowboy mind. Like, she's really. So I got one for y'all. I got a good one. Are you guys? And I was dwelling on this, and I said, I just would spend, man. Okay, yeah. Every time I'm up. Okay, man, Sunday morning, I immediately go to the TV. I'm not a TV person. No, I don't watch hardly any. But on Sunday, no matter what time I get up, I immediately go to TV because it's some type of football. They talking about something is going on. So, I go turn on TV. I'm not lying. I'll spend all day Sunday, like all day Sunday, especially if we do the podcast. I mean, I watch the thing at 1, I watch the one at 4, I watch the one at nighttime, I do the podcast, I watch Chris Berman and them with the highlights, I watch the other guy on game day highlights, I watch in the morning, I watch all of it. But then I started to do college too. Now I'm thinking, damn, now I'm sitting in front of the TV again all day Saturday. So the question I had, I said, it's people that do this shit every week. So the question I had was, you in and out for the fathers and the husbands and the boyfriends. Is there any guilt involved or any like negligence you think involved because you missing all weekend? You not present for shit. You missing if you watch all Saturday and on Sunday, you didn't really participate in no family things. No, you didn't really participate. So are you in or out on just zoning in front of it? Just love football. It's only a few short months out to see. Just leave me alone. And I don't want to go to the thing with you. I don't want to go to see antiques. I'm not going to your mother's house. Leave me. I'm not going to church. I don't want to see the soccer game. I'm watching football. Are you in or out on being just, hey, this is me time right now. This is my weekend. Or do you feel bad about it? Because I don't have a wife or kids yet, so so it ain't like I could be in or out. But that's something I had for you guys. I wanted to know. Is that a problem in people's marriages? Is that a problem with your kid? Are you getting yelled at Do they hate it when it's football time and they just say, "Man, here you go. He's not participating in anything for the next 6 months." Like, how does that go? Are you in or out?
All right, so my wife's cool as hell.
Yeah. Yep.
So she's a football fan. She's a
Okay.
Falcons fan. She's a Colts fan. Um, so when we first got together, and this is years ago, I kind of told her, I was like, when we got married, I was like, look, I need like 16 Sundays a year, and if we make the playoffs, maybe like 20. But
Yeah.
that's it, because there's 52 weeks in the year. I only
Yes.
need like a quarter of those.
Yeah.
Like, and we can do whatever the hell you want on those other Sundays.
Okay.
But the particular ones I'm gonna need, and maybe the Saturdays,
Okay.
but for college. And she wasn't as big a fan then as she is
Okay.
now. So like, that's actually made her a bigger fan. Like, she didn't used to watch college football. She does now. She didn't used to watch a whole lot of NFL. She does now.
Oh,
So
okay.
my situation is really, really cool because my wife likes that stuff too. So like, she
That's
knows,
true.
like, she's not super big on like the pregame shows and stuff like that. But man,
Okay.
I grew up watching Countdown
Me too.
and College Game Day and all that stuff. So like, I'm going to be watching that. Fox NFL Sunday, all that stuff. I'm going to be watching that. So, and now with Liam and his games, I mean, yeah, that's like, I'm not going to miss a game because of it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
That's where I draw the line. So like, it could be the fucking Super Bowl, dude. Like, I'll still go to Liam's game. I'll watch it after the fact.
Father of the year, Johnny Yates, ladies and gentlemen.
Because
Out of his Liam mind.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, because I've talked to so many dads of older kids that have said like, once their kid's done playing, like, it's the worst thing in the world. Like, they miss going and watching it so much. Or they wish they, like, they were traveling for work or whatever. They miss so many games, stuff like that. And I mean, I was like, yeah, I can kind of see that. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching them play so much. Yeah, nothing trumps that for me. That's just me saying that. But I can watch him play over anything else. But yeah, but if he's not playing, dude, my ass is implanted in the sofa from fucking whatever time I wake up until nighttime. Other than to get food, order food or whatever.
Right.
But,
small breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, now I have friends that they are not so lucky, man. Like, they have.
I was just about to ask you that. In your peer group, do you know of your friends when they tell, like, man, I get nagged when I do that shit, or it always causes an argument? Is that the usual?
There's a few, yeah. There's a few. I had a friend that I mean, he got divorced. It wasn't because he got divorced, but it wasn't because of that.
Yeah.
But like, it was like it was an argument like every, like,
yeah, I believe that. That's why I'm asking.
Like, every fall, it was something that kids like, you never want to go out when it's like, no, because it was just like, and she did not like football at all.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just completely different. So to me, like, I don't, like, that's something you got to talk about, like, from the get go.
It really
like,
is. I'm not being funny.
I'm serious. Yeah, no,
it really is.
Like, you gotta talk about it with whoever your significant other.
You gotta talk, because there are some girls like there are some girls like, it's 3 levels. There are some girls that really love football. Like, they sit and watch it and they understand that they really do love the players in the game, just the same way we do. Then there are some girls that's just like, if you watching it, I'm watching it. I see you excited, I'm excited. Yes, go Falcons. Then there are some girls that's just like, man, I hate it when this is the dumbest shit, and you dress up and you yell and you drink and it's obnoxious. This is the dumbest shit on earth. I don't even want to be in a house when you acting like when you watching it. And I be more thinking, damn, I wonder what would happen if somebody was married or had a kid, and you watch college too. I wondered the drama if she would be like, no, you're not about to check out for 20 straight weeks on me per weekend. Like,
I will say this though, on College Saturday, like, sometimes there's not as many good games because there's so the level of colleges, like, the top schools are so much better than some of the smaller schools.
Okay.
Like when Alabama plays, like last week they played Vanderbilt. Like, I'll watch half a game because they're destroying.
I got you.
You know what I mean? But if it's a good game, like, a good matchup, then yeah, I'm gonna sit.
You'll watch.
Yeah, because I mean, you got 12, 3, 7:30, and if you're watching the West Coast games, even 9:30, 10:30 kickoffs. Yeah. So I mean, it can be an all day type of thing. But,
so we got football this Sunday. You all 9:30 in the morning. Get your ass up. If you praise Jesus, go praise Jesus and hurry home. It's 9:30 start. I believe it's what is it? The Vikings and the Saints? Maybe. Am I getting that right? Or the Lions and the Saints. Some I don't
Man,
know.
dude, I totally forgot.
Yeah,
It's the London game this week, so yeah, it'll
yeah.
be. I
It's
forgot who it was, but
London.
yeah. And so yeah, that's a good question to end it on, buddy.
Yeah, it really is. So John, right after this, I gotta ask again. I think it would be hilarious. Just y'all tell me if given opportunity, if you were drafted next and Tom Brady was up, but you was a Falcon fan, would you get Tom Brady? If Michael Thomas is on the board and you drafting it, are you getting Michael Thomas? If a trade is proposed, you really need somebody, you really need this position, and it's offered from your rival football team. But you need it. It will help you win in your fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking that? I'm dying
Yeah,
to know.
I'm putting it out there for sure. So, all right, boys, girls, thanks for listening and watching episode 53, our pregame show or preview show for the Browns. As always, you can follow us at Out of Your Effing Mind on Twitter. I do not have the ticker tonight. That's my fault on that
I
one.
noticed that, man. I almost shared a single thing. Yeah, I thought I was so fancy last week with the ticker. I noticed that. I just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, I'll put the ticker back next week. That was on me. But anyway, yeah, you can follow us Out of Your Effing Mind on Twitter. You can always listen to us Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. If you're on YouTube, like I said last week, and I tweeted it out, we're trying to grow the YouTube channel a little bit more. So tell your friends, go subscribe, hit like. We got 2 videos a week coming at you. So and if you get if you turn the notifications on, you'll know exactly when we get them out there. So that's a huge help to us. And it's like I said before, it helps us just get out there to other Falcons fans. For iTunes and Spotify, drop us a 5-star review. Write us some kind words. We will definitely shout you out on the podcast. Email us at atlfalconfancast@gmail.com. We gladly take those emails, read them online, read them out if we get those. So again, guys, thanks for listening. We will be back Sunday after the game, live streaming. So make sure y'all ready to get into whatever it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I'm going for a dub, but you never know.
I really want y'all to come out. That would be again.
And Mike will not mute himself 55 times.
10 times during the game. I'm like, man, Mariota. I'm just fumbling snaps, just easy shit. I'm messing up. No, I would love to have fun with you guys, man. I love you guys so much. You have no understanding. To be on, we haven't live streamed ever. So if y'all free, if you got something to do, by all means do it. But if y'all are free on Sunday, we will live stream. And I don't know how to live stream, but I think it would be awesome if all of y'all join and we got to just talk shit about our victory a few hours ahead. I mean,
absolutely.
I think it'll be dope.
Yep. So
please come out.
Yep. So boys, we appreciate it again, and let's get the W on Sunday. And we're out of your Falcon mind, Mr. Mike.
Man, in the meantime, let me see. It is what, Thursday? So they'll get this Friday. You got Friday about 24 hours. Yeah, just stay out of your Falcon mind. In the meantime, between time, just stay out of your Falcon mind. As always, the Out of Your Falcon Mind podcast, the greatest podcast on earth. Peace.
Wise words by Mr. Mike.
Got it.
Better guy.